What's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. My name's Kevin. In today's episode, we are talking about Star Wars Outlaws. So let's jump into this. You see these tabs up here, so let's just roll with it. First off, we got Standard Edition, Gold Edition, Ultimate Edition. I renamed this to the Netflix Edition because, well, for some reason, they also decided to call it the Ultimate Edition, which there's nothing ultimate about it or the Ultimate Edition. Now, with that being said, we can scroll on down to the $70, $110, and $130 and $18 a month bullshit. Now, you have your standard pre-order bonus garbage, you know, standard stuff that used to be in the game, unlock it later. Pretty sweet. Now, you got to pay for it. Incentive. You got your White Knight corporate dick-sucking 3-day early access. You also have your Season Pass, which I'm curious if this is how crappy Season Passes always have been. Glad to say I've never purchased a Season Pass. And the Gambit, which is basically a mission. So they basically took a side quest out of the game and they're making it pre-order bonus incentive for basically different editions of the game. Fucking stupid. And then, of course, you got your character pack. And then, of course, we jump to the not-so-ultimate edition. You got more cosmetic bullshit, and then a digital art book at the end of the day. And just so we're all on the same page, these are the rental prices for $130 for as long as you live in the account and it exists on the internet. Or you could rent it for $18 a month along with 100 other bullshit PC games. Now, the problem with the Netflix edition is it's kind of like actual Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, all of these companies, and then everyone's looking at the success of those companies and being like, hey, that's a pretty sweet deal, pretty good idea. Let's take our shit off and then make our own. And well, we all know where that went. And something tells me that this is just the foreshadowing, the Netflix edition is just a foreshadowing of other publishers and developers wanting to do the same thing. Just how lackluster our game's going to become on Game Pass in the future when other companies decide that this is the way to go. Now, moving on. Technically, in relation to this Netflix edition, let's not forget that the CEO, director, whoever the fuck he was, gamers are used to owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen. So yeah, you need to get used to not owning your game. But I'm pretty confident there's still going to be plenty of people that will sign up for the Netflix edition. Let's move on to the next piece of information. There is never a good reason for single player games to have a season pass. I have never stopped slamming publishers for this slimy behavior. Well, slamming them repeatedly doesn't really work. It's more than just words. You have to actually talk the talk. I was recently watching, by recently I mean like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, whenever the fuck Asmongold was talking about micro bullshit in Dragon's Dogma 2, which ironically Dragon's Dogma had controversy, dislocked content, so I didn't buy that garbage game. And my philosophy today is if I chose to play no game with microtransactions, I wouldn't be playing any game. But I take a high stance on pay to win and pay to make it easy. Those objectively make a game fucking garbage, and if you are currently playing the game, you support them. You don't have to buy them to support them. That's just the fact of the matter. And another fact of the matter is that in the same video that I'm referencing, is that Osmond talks about how, you know, he doesn't like people telling other people what they can and can't do with their money. Well, I've never really looked at it in that aspect, in that ratio. Someone telling a person what they can and can't do with their money. I look at it as telling people this is detrimental to gaming as a whole, not just to me, to you. And this is something that we should be doing together, not acting like we're fucking liberals or fucking conservatives, butting heads with each other for no fucking reason. Like, we all seem to agree that microtransactions are bullshit, but for some fucking reason, throughout the history, 360 PS3 era, we've acted like liberals and conservatives. We've made excuses from one side to the other, and this is why gaming is where it is today. Like Osman has talked about in his own videos where he used to champion, like, you know, talking negative about microtransactions and all that fucking bullshit, and then basically got to a point where he didn't feel like it was doing anything, kind of like me, and well, here we are now. I've never seen those videos. I'm not going to say they don't exist. They probably do. But at the end of the day, the reason why is because of the mentality that he's currently perpetuating. Is basically, if you want to stick it to them, don't buy the game. Well, that doesn't help when idiots like you buy the game. because that's not sending a message whatsoever. You know, Ubisoft is not going to listen to the 1, 10,000, 100,000, 500,000. It could be 1 million fucking gamers that don't buy Dragon's Dogma 2. That's not going to make a dent in any facet that they're of it. It's not going to send a message to them. Like, how are gamers, especially someone like Osmond, who I swear to God sometimes acts like his fucking chat every now and then, and I think this is a moment where he's acting like his chat. This is why nothing gets done. Because of this perpetual idea that don't like it, don't buy it. But don't insult me for enjoying the game, even though I don't like it either. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. This is why gaming is what it is today. Because of people like Asmongold, because of people like me. I'm guilty of making similar mistakes myself in my earlier ages. All right? So, I'm referencing myself here because I'm part of the problem as well. I've talked about this in a completely separate video. But so is Angry Joe. Angry Joe can't get enough of buying Madden and reviewing it for his channel. Just like Asmongold will shit on microtransactions and yet has the audacity, the nerve to then go and purchase them. You're a whale of a different kind. This is why nothing gets done. This is why we're in the situation that we're in, because gamers as a collective whole, and you have to ask yourself why. We united when Electronic Arts did DRM in SimCity, a game I don't even fucking play. And I still was like, fuck that. And you know why I did it? Because I knew that if it was accepted, if it was allowed, that it was the domino effect. It would start affecting games that I like and I play. That's why I jumped and helped those gamers. But for some fucking dumbass reason, gamers can't unite when it comes to microtransactions. And I know, we're at a point where we're so balls deep into microtransactions, I don't think much could be done. But I think when it comes to pay to win and pay to make it easy, regardless of how good the game is, gamers need to stop making these bullshit excuses, these Asmongold excuses, and actually fucking do something. A little bit of the old gamer rant came out. Anyway, so at the end of the day, you know, the biggest problem with this right here is that they're not going to change their behavior unless we all do it. And like I was saying, we're so balls deep into microtransactions that I could accept cosmetic bullshit. But when it comes to pay to win, pay to make it easy, and loot boxes, we all collectively should be jumping on that and trying to destroy it and not making these bullshit excuses. Well, the game is good. The game is good. Don't like it, don't buy it. Get the fuck out of here. You're part of the fucking problem. You're just a different kind of fucking whale. Let's move on. Okay, why does the Star Wars Physical Edition require an online connection? Well, I don't have a copy of the game to verify this. I believe Ubisoft has outlined that even though you can buy a physical version of Star Wars Outlaws, it doesn't contain all of the game files. That's why an online connection is required to download more files. So this kind of reminds me of some bullshit that people have always stated whenever you see someone talking about some kind of controversy surrounding a game. You'll see someone in the comments, well, the game's not even on the disc anyway. It's just an activation or license code. Yeah, tell me you never played a physical disc, be it PC or console, in your fucking life by saying something that fucking stupid. Because just about every fucking game I own now, and that I've owned in the past and currently don't own, I could literally put in no internet connection and play it. But, you know, this right here is the domino effect that, number one, nobody's really going to bitch and complain about. I guarantee you. Oh, yeah, there's going to be a few people that are going to complain about it. But at the end of the day, people are going to buy the game. And Ubisoft is going to learn that, hey, this is cool. We can actually, literally, make it so that the game is not fully on the disc, and it would become a paperweight years down the road, such as gamer logic. Like, there's so much about this game that should just be boycotted. Like, literally nobody fucking buy it. But let's get real here. People are going to buy it. People are going to review it. It's the reality of life. And that's because there's no bigger hypocrite than the group that on the internet that we call gamers. So here's another IGN article talking about the same iteration. Ubisoft confirmed with IGN that an internet connection is required to install Star Wars Outlaws and its updates, but otherwise you'll be free to play offline. We've seen single-player games require an internet connection on launch day before. Another recent Ubisoft example saw players connecting online to install Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which ironically I did a Google search for that with Reddit, and oh my god, the amount of white knighting in that Reddit post. Holy shit. No wonder Ubisoft basically saw that they could release another game doing the same bullshit they done. This is a domino effect. The fucking domino effect. I didn't even know they did this with this fucking game, but it does give me a reason. I haven't bought that game yet, and although I've heard good things about it, it is now garbage. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion. And I know that I shit a lot on Asmon in this, but he does pull his head out of his ass every now and then. I've done it myself. And the real reality of this is that gamers as a whole are part of the problem. Not just Asmon, not just Angry Joe. I've made my own demon mistakes back in the day. I've admitted it in a video on this channel that I was once part of the problem, but I'm choosing here and now, which is fucking late to the party. We can all agree to that fucking shit, because it's not helping. Man, if I could go back in time and slap my bitch 20-year-old ass around. Like, listen, don't do this. It's only gonna fuck this shit up worse. Anyway, welcome to Gaming 2024. Hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, gamers, if not voicing your thoughts, concerns about the bullshit in gaming, the hypocrisy of gamers, including those big streamers like you, Asmon, and Angry Joe. Do you really need to review every fucking Madden game to let everyone know that, oh, hey, it's the same fucking game with the same bullshit microtransactions? No, you're just a different kind of whale. Have a nice day. You're part of the fucking problem.